Okay guys, this is my second time grading this paper because the first time took 23 minutes. Yes, 23 minutes to try to grade and edit and fix one paper. So, I'm going to try to do a little faster version here, take you through it a little quicker. So the first thing, I want to show you exactly what I'm doing to everybody's paper so that you can do the exact same thing to your paper. So the first thing that I notice, if you look up here, it's not on Times New Roman, or New Times Roman, whatever it's called. So we're going to highlight everything. All right, and then we're going to go up and change this to Times New Roman, make sure it's font 12. The next thing we're going to do while everything is still highlighted, we're going to make sure it's on 2.0 or double spacing, and make sure that we remove the space after the paragraph. All right, now I also noticed that the indentation is off a bit. The margin seems good here. We have the 1-inch margin. So if you don't have this ruler here, click up to View and check the box next to Ruler, and then you'll have the ruler to look at and use. So the 1-inch margins seem to be good. Of course, you can always go up to Page Layout, Margins, and make sure you're set on your 1-inch margin. So his are set. The problem is the indentation. So if we click in front of that and then go up here, this says first line indent. You want to take it over to 1/2 inch. Okay, so this one also needs to be 1/2 inch. All right, so the first thing I do is I double click on your heading. And I go back to Home, and I check to make sure it's Times New Roman. For some reason, I think this defaults to this Calibri. So for MLA, you're going to need to highlight that and come over, Times New Roman, make sure it's on the 12 font. There we go. And if this person did it correctly, it should say Smith 1 and then Smith 2 and so forth, which it does. So double click anywhere else in the paper and you'll be right back to the regular paper. The next thing I do is I just arrow down to make sure there aren't any extra spaces anywhere. So this one so far is good. Okay, now I see that the works cited page doesn't have its own page. So I'm going to put the bar right before it. I'm going to go up to Insert, Page Break, so that it is on its own separate page. All right, so again, as far as MLA format goes, we have some issues here. Let's see. Again, if I put my... All right, that went up to the other page, so that's good. But oh, we have an extra space here. So let's get rid of that extra space. Okay, that should give you a hint right there. It took you back to the 1-inch margin. So that's where it should start, that first line. Right here. This is 1 inch here, even though it says 1 inch here. Okay, so that's your first line, but you want your hanging indent. So there's the left indent, go a little higher, hanging indent, and you want to drag that over to halfway. That moved everything beneath that first line over. Alright, so now we want to get rid of that extra space there, and you want to get rid of the URL because you want this link to actually work so that I can click on it. So this looks good. You've got a double space, but your link needs to be single spaced. I'm going to go back over here to Home, single space. All right, when you put this on single space, it changes this too. You just need to put a space between where this ends and this one, and it won't affect the two of them. This is what it should look like here. So we'll go down to this next one. And again, there shouldn't be these extra spaces. So we're going to backspace. And that looks like more than... So unfortunately, we're going to have to put this back on double space. So the spacing between the 2 is also double spaced. There we go. I know, kind of a pain in the butt. All right, highlight this again, put it on single space. Okay, that didn't work like I thought it would. Hold on. I need to make it stop right at the 8. There we go. Because it should not affect the one below it. Alrighty then. There we go. Alright, so the link is set up to where it should work. This is double space, but again, the indentation is off, so we're going to go up. Left indent is good. Hanging indent. Move it in. There we go. Get rid of the URL. And then click on this. Single space. Alright, so this works cited page is perfect except for one thing. MLA requires that they be listed in ABC order. So if it was all authors' names, you know, B would be good at the top, but it includes, if there aren't any authors, the title. So you need to reverse these two. The B needs to go before the F, so that that first letter in each of your citations goes in ABC order. All right, works cited looks good. Let's head back up here. So the MLA format, everything looks really, whoops. Okay, hold on, one more paragraph here. Again, you want to take a look at your paragraphs, look at your ruler, and make sure that your first line indent is at the half, not at the quarter there. So after MLA, the next thing I look at is your title and your claim statement. Offshore drilling. Okay, great. It lets me know what your topic is.